check, 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 check. பிரச்சனை இல்லை, நீ ரிலாக்ஸ் ஆகு. செக்.
speakers are coming. Participants, please maintain silence.
Kindly be seated. Check. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to day 2 of the International Summit on SDG, Knowledge and Education 2025. We are excited to continue our journey towards sustainable education and impactful solutions. It's a true heartening to see your continued enthusiasm and commitment to this transformative journey. As we begin today's proceedings, let us seek divine blessings to guide us through the day of learning and collaborations.
Let us now raise for the prayer song.
There shall be showers of blessing. This is the promise of love. There shall be seasons refreshing, sent from the Savior above. Showers of blessing we need. Mercy drops round us are falling, but for the showers we plead. But for the showers we
Remain standing for Tamil Thai Varthu.
நீராறும் கடலுடுத்த நிலமடந்தை கெழிலொழுகும் சீராறும் மதனமென திகழ்வரத கண்டனிதில் எக்கணமும் அதில் சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறை முதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறந்து எந்த செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே
are requested to be seated.
I now take the privilege of inviting Ms. Alamelu, Dean of IQAC and Head of Department of Mathematics, Nazareth College of Arts and Science, to deliver the welcome address.
Good morning to one and all gathered here. It is my pleasure to extend a very warm welcome to our resource person, Dr. S. Srinivasa Raghavan Sir, Senior Professor and Chair, School of Information and Library Science, Bharadasan University, Tiruchirappalli. We welcome you, sir. We also welcome Dr. K. Manivannan, Dean of External Affairs, RMK Group of Institution. We welcome you, sir. I also wish to extend my heartfelt welcome to our Honorable Secretary, Mr. A.N. Henry Maris. We welcome you, sir. It's my privilege to welcome our respected principal, Dr. E. Mary Angeline. We welcome you, ma'am. I would like to extend a warm welcome to our Vice Principal, Dr. E. Manoranjitam. We welcome you, ma'am. Now, I welcome all the participants from various institutions, deans, faculty members, and all the coordinators of the event. Once again, I welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your warm words of welcome. With this, we are all set to embark on another enriching day at the summit.
We are privileged to hear from Dr. E. Mary Angeline, Principal of Nazareth College of Arts and Science, Conference Chair and NAC Assessor. She will speak on the topic, Need for Practical Integration of SDGs in Ranking. Please join me in welcoming ma'am on.
Very good morning to one and all, to the guests on the dais, my dear friends and colleagues. I will be short because our guests have to leave. Why practical integration of SDGs in education with reference to NEP 2020, NIRF binary accreditation framework? This will explore the interaction between the Sustainable Development Goals, emphasizing how educational institutions can align with these frameworks and ranking to promote sustainability and quality education. It will also offer practical strategies for the integration into academic practices while you address accreditation requirements and policy mandates. But why again we are talking about sustainability and all this ranking? This is to understand how SDG initiatives can enhance accreditation process outcomes and NEP implementation and the binary accreditation framework, develop strategies to integrate SDGs across the curriculum, co-curricular and extracurricular activities, explore the institutional governance models that incorporate sustainability and policy compliance, align the SDG-based education with the NEP's emphasis on holistic, multidisciplinary, and experiential learning, understand the role of sustainability metrics in accreditation and institutional ranking process. What will be the outcome of this program? An enhanced understanding of the integration into accreditation and policy compliance, insights into the sustainable governance and leadership models, a curriculum development aligned with NEP 2020 in SDGs, knowledge of the metrics and the accreditation standards, technological approaches for SDG education and integration, enhanced capacity for institutional partnership and community engagement, strengthening the network for SDG advocates and educational leaders, and have a blueprint for the future-ready, sustainable educational institution. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your insightful address, which has set the perfect foundation for today's session.
Next, we move on to the session. Let me introduce Dr. K. Manivannan, a distinguished academician and administrator with over 37 years of experience, currently serving as the Dean of External Affairs, RMK Group of Institutions, Chennai. We now have Dr. Manivannan, who will guide us through the details of NIRF QS rankings and the ranking with regard to the sustainable pillars and the significance in higher education institutions. Let's dive into this fantastic session. We welcome you, sir.
He will assist you how to do it.
எப்படி பண்ணணுமா? Okay. So this is the இங்கே வராது இல்லையே. Okay. Otherwise you can start. Here. This is the second one, huh?
If you want to see from here, you can. Yes.
This also?
You can do whatever you can take there. You can able to do.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. The most respected Mr. Henry Maris, the correspondent secretary of this institution, Dr. Mary Angeline, conference chair and principal of the institution, and Dr. Srinivas Raghavan, my colleague from Bharadasan University, and Dr. Manoranjita, vice principal, Dr. Alemelu, HOD, Department of Mathematics and Dean IPSC, my learned colleagues and students, friends. At the outset, I am very happy to be part of this event, because today, across the globe, we talk about the so-called sustainability, because wherever you go, we talk about the green energy, renewable energy, and we talk about the clean water and those things, okay? That's why today, wherever you go, we talk about the kind of a sustainability in terms of higher education, where how the SDGs are going to incorporate within the curriculum, okay? End of the day, it should be helpful to the society at large. So I am very happy that the Nazareth College of Arts and Science taken this initiative and conducting this conference. In fact, I am very happy for this particular event. So here I am going to I'm giving a brief overview of SDGs and the significance in education, the importance of rankings in global higher education, and also I am going to give understanding of SDGs and the role in higher education, a national institutional ranking framework, how they are going to involve the SDGs with respect to NIRF. Again, incorporating SDGs in NIRF, a need for change, what are the various ways and practical approaches to integration of the SDGs in the higher education, and case studies of SDGs integration in other global rankings. I'm talking about the QS as well as Times higher ranking, and challenges and barriers in integration with respect to this, and what are the opportunities for enhancing SDGs integration in rankings, and what are the actionable steps for institutions to incorporate the SDGs. And conclusion, I give the summary and reference. Okay, so I'll start with what are the SDGs, because you know that SDGs, we have got totally 17 global objectives. It has been adopted by National Science Foundation in the year 2015, and they want to see in 2030 the kind of sustainable development across the globe. So here the address is with respect to only these 5 different verticals: the so-called poverty, the inequality, the climate change, the environmental sustainability, and peace and justice. With respect to this, only the SDGs, all 17 evolves. What is the relevance of SDGs in higher education? So we talk about wherever it goes, the quality education, because you know that whether it's going for NAC or if you take engineering education, we talk about the National Board of Accreditation. Again, today, the so-called NIRF, and you take any rankings where we talk about the kind of a quality education. End of the day, what kind of education you are going to give, and what is the kind of outcomes, what the students are going to get, where the outcomes gives the kind of knowledge and also the kind of skills and also ability. Because today we talk about the outcome-based education, the so-called the KSA, the kind of knowledge what acquired, and the skills. Today you know that there are multi-skills are needed. Don't think that only the communication skills enough for you to get the job. Unless we know high-end programming skills, the so-called critical thinking, the so-called problem solving, the so-called high-end programming skills, and also deep learning and cognitive learning, all those things are needed. Apart from that, you must have the ability. Unless you have the right ability, it's very difficult for you to get the kind of a job, or you are not ready for the society at large. So that's why we talk about the SDG 4 is nothing but the corresponding quality education, which focuses on ensuring the inclusive, equitable and quality education for all. The universities and institutions are seen as key players in driving the SDGs through research, innovation, teaching and community engagement. Because you know that today there is a lot of changes in your NAC also. Instead of there are only 7 criteria, today we have got totally 10 criteria, where instead of teaching learning, today the corresponding criteria changed into learning and teaching. Okay, because you know that the faculty is to be upgraded, they have to do the upskilling, that's why you have to learn the unlearn. Okay, so the learning and teaching and also the kind of research and innovation and also the kind of outreach activities, because today the outreach activities pertaining to the what is the environmental things we do with respect as institution. The so-called, we talk about the so-called CSR, the corporate social responsibility, but today we talk about the ISR, it's nothing but the institution social responsibility is what needed, so which is aligned with respect to SDGs. The key SDGs relevant to education here, one is SDG 4, the nothing but the corresponding quality education, SDG 13, the climate action, SDG 5, the gender inequality, SDG 10, the reduced inequality, and SDG 9, industry, innovation and infrastructure. Why SDGs are very much important with respect to higher education? Because today, you know that why you have to go for a NAC? What is the use? One is, if I get NAC A grade, today the parents are looking at your institution. In what way? Okay, the corresponding institution has got the kind of a curriculum, because you know that the kind of accreditation is with respect to these 6 verticals. One is the so-called curriculum enrichment. The second one is the kind of learning and teaching. The third one is research, innovation, outreach activities. The fourth one is innovation and entrepreneurship. Fifth one is leadership and governance. And the sixth one is nothing but the corresponding international collaborations. Okay. See, all these accreditations or ranking is based upon only these 6 verticals. In what way your curriculum is enriched with respect to the present need of the society, right? So that's why the global responsibility is very important, and what kind of social impact. And today I seen your secretary took me to your one center here. Okay, I seen the kind of social impact what is doing with respect to the nearby communities, something very unique. Okay, so what kind of social impact we are doing with respect to this, and also the kind of research innovation. Don't think that only mere getting funds and doing some sort of a thing, because today we talk about the so-called technology innovation as well as social innovation. So in what way your knowledge will give the kind of a social innovation which gives a solution to the social cause. Because today you know that I already told you, right, we talk about the clean water. Okay, clean water is what actually? It's a kind of a thing is needed for today's society, where we talk about the corresponding innovation. That's why today, wherever it goes across the globe, we talk about the so-called 2-letter words. One is the so-called E, the entrepreneurship, other one is the so-called innovation. Okay, that's why you know that government of Tamil Nadu has come with a lot of initiative about the startup and other things, and where the students are trained on various social issues in and around with respect to your community. And other one is institutional branding and reputation. Because, and I know that I already told you that if you get the kind of NAC with A or A plus or A plus plus, so this gives a kind of a recognition for you, not only within India, outside India also. So what kind of innovative practice you have adopted, what kind of things you are doing for the institution, it's a matter. The importance of ranking in global higher education, one is benchmarking institutional performance, because you know that the ranking provide a comparative evaluation of universities and institutions based on various criteria such as teaching quality, research output, faculty expertise and infrastructure, all those things. I already told you with respect to the 6 verticals, okay, where again you know that there are 10 different criteria there with respect to your NAC, where the infrastructure plays very important role, also, as well as you know that the kind of ICT infrastructure is existing with respect to institution, all those things are important for you. Again, informed decision making for stakeholders, because today the students, the faculty, the employer, as well as the industry is expecting what kind of things you are giving to the society with respect to the so-called benchmarking of your institution in terms of ranking and those things. And attracting talent and resources. Again, today, since if you have the right accreditation, okay, with highest accreditation with the ranking, today the students are looking at an institution. Okay, if I go to the institution where I can learn the kind of a knowledge, I can get the placement or some sort of opportunity for me to go for. Because today you know that we talk about the life planning skills, life planning, okay. So today, don't think that it's only mere they are coming to get the knowledge as well as getting placement, okay. You are going to give the life skills to the students, okay. So that's very important. So that gives a value addition for you to help institution attract the students, faculty as well as researchers to come to your institution. Other one is the institution ranking also attract funding of and partnership from governments, corporation and the international organizations for getting funds. Okay, again today also I came to know that some of the international faculty come from Thailand last week. Okay, so you are connected with internationally. Probably if you come with the kind of innovative ideas where you can get some sort of funds, we can do some sort of activity with respect to it. Again, next is enhancing institutional reputation and global presence. Again, the kind of outreach activities can be extended with respect to globally, where we talk about the so-called research, where you can do some consultancy. Again, today, the students' mobility is very important for you, because some of the students from your institution can go for 10 days to other institutions for a kind of interaction and also exposure. This gives you the so-called diversity and also cultural diversity. All those things will happen with respect to this. Next is attracting talent and resources. Again, we can get not only from India, we can from abroad also we can get a lot of resources, and also we can get a lot of funds. Enhancing institutional reputation and the global presence. Encouraging continuous improvement, because you know that for information, many institutions for going for NAC, what they do now, only they will work for 6 months. They do the documentation, they want to satisfy the concerned what's called the committee. But the thing is, unless you have the kind of a continuous many institutions, they used to cook up the stories with respect to various documentation. Okay, so they are like what they expect in the sense they expect more of transparency and accountability with respect to whatever the documents you give. That's why they are coming here to get the kind of document whether it's verified. That's why you know that there is one. This thing is also the NAC DVP. The data verification validation is very important for you. Other one is you know that the SSS, the student satisfied survey. Okay, all those things for what in the sense whether the institution is giving a kind of curriculum, whether they give a kind of teaching learning process is good, whether they give the kind of training and placement, what are the opportunity for the students to learn towards various activities, both the co-curricular as well as extracurricular activities. All those things is a matter. Okay, that's very important. And also impact on global mobility and employability. Don't think that the kind of employability only with respect to India, because today you know that why across the globe people are looking at India. Initially 5 years before only INC, the so-called India and China, not integrated circuits. But today they are looking only India, because India is one of the youngest population with the oldest country, because 29 years is average age of Indians today. Almost 56% of the Indians at the age of 18 to 25. That's why today Japan expecting Indians, Europe countries expecting Indians, and even in Middle East, African countries, if you go Southeast Asian countries, they really welcoming you, because Indians has got the kind of a knowledge, they do work consistently. That's why across the globe, they are expecting only Indians because of their knowledge and other things. That's why this particular ranking will impact the global mobility and employability, the students with respect to many things. Understanding SDGs and the role in higher education, the next thing. So here you know that there are 17 things. I don't want to go through it because already your principal and your secretary is already doing a lot of things on SDGs. You know about 17 SDGs things. One is the no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth, industry, innovation, and infrastructure, reduced inequalities, sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production, climate action, life below water, life on land, peace, justice, and strong institutions, and finally, partnership for the goals, where we talk about the international collaboration, all those things. So there are 17 goals are there. How these goals are aligned with the existing higher education. Okay. What are the key SDGs that align with the education institutions? Out of the 17, the number 4, I already told you, the quality education. And number relevance, what is the relevance for higher education? Developing the kind of a curricula that promote lifelong learning and inclusive education. Because today you know that why the industry is telling that the current students is not industry ready. I already told you. There are two things. One is job ready and what is industry ready. What is job ready? I know 3 years I studied BSc Computer Science, or I know BCom 3 years, right? I know how to talk. So only the mere communication skills, the knowledge what I earned 3 years or 4 years of engineering is enough for job ready. But today the industry ready is something different. I already told you we need to have a multi-skills along with the kind of a knowledge, and also we must have the kind of ability. That's why today you know that wherever you go, we talk about the problem solving, whether students can learn how to solve the complex problem, whether they can able to work on industry. That's why today each and every institution, even for your information, the NAC is insisting that how many students has gone for internship every semester. What is the outcomes of the students with respect to the internship? Whether the BCom students learn Tally or GST, whether the computer science knows about data science, something on Python, so something on web development. So these are the essential things. Even for information economics, students must learn something on SPSS. Even commerce students has to know something on SPSS tools. BBA students has to know SPSS tools, all those things, okay? So unless they know the kind of skills, it's very difficult for you, okay? So this is very important. SDG 4 is very important for the quality education. The next one is the gender inequality. In what way it is relevant to higher education? Is encouraging equal representation of men and women in faculty and leadership position, and promoting gender inclusive curricula, as well as addressing gender-based violence and fostering an inclusive campus environment. This is very important for you. This is the relevance of your higher education with respect to SDG 5. And next one is SDG 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure, because you know that today the curriculum should be on par with the industry. You know that many of the institutions today, they are going for autonomous. Why they want to go autonomous in the sense? They want to revise the curricula with the industry need. In fact, for information, in my own college, we have got for each and every course, a industry partner is there. They do give 50% of the curriculum, 50% theory, 50% is practical. And also many of the courses are lab integrated courses. And for information, each and every department is having a kind of a MOE with one industry. The industry is giving the kind of a curriculum. Similarly, you know that today, even for information, if you go for commerce, you need to have a kind of a industry collaboration. In what way commerce has got industry collaboration? I already told you they must know about the Tally and GST. And also today we talk about the business intelligence, business analytics. So in what way these are the courses are there, or you have to add as a value-added courses, the kind of thing we must have the industry. They are going to come and give the kind of a 30 hours, 40 hours course, which gives a kind of a knowledge and also the kind of a skills. Then the students are confident that, okay, I know business intelligence. Today you know that GRT, they come with the kind of a tool on business intelligence. Similarly, if you take any hotel, they have a tool for business intelligence. They know for a particular time how many people are coming to the restaurant. Okay, so accordingly they'll redefine the resources with respect within the system. Okay, in fact, your own secretary is also doing a lot of things on CRM and other things. They know what kind of business intelligence. Okay, so unless you have the kind of industry interface, it's very difficult for you to exist in the existing curriculum thing. And again, today I already told you the innovations must be there, and also the kind of infrastructure. Today you know that you can say in the papers, the world-class infrastructure is existing in my institution. So what is world-class infrastructure? It is not well-defined, but that particular world-class infrastructure will attract the kind of a stakeholders, the students and parents. Okay, something is new, something is innovative practice they are adopted. Why can't you make my son to study in this institution? So those things are very important. So relevance in higher education, see that's where engaging cutting-edge research, technology, innovation. Again, we talk about the consultancy. If you have the kind of a right connection with the industry, where you can get a lot of consultancy, all those things will happen. Next one is reduce inequality. So this SDG is 10. This is ensuring that the students from diverse backgrounds, including those from economically disadvantaged groups, have access to higher education. Okay, that's why this is very important. Okay, and you know that your institutions also set up in the rural area. I know that most of your students maybe come from a rural area where you are giving the kind of education. And also promoting policies and initiatives that support diversity and inclusion on campuses. Again, when you know that climate action is very important today because of the pollution and those things, that's also very important. And next is peace, justice, and strong institution, because today you know that wherever you go, we talk about this side Israel and Hamas war is going on, that side Ukraine is going on. So you know that for information, the year 2018, where I am part of the Global Engineering Deans Council, there is one event is held in USA, in Mexican University. There, the corresponding dean has come with the concept is called peace engineering. Now, a lot of things is happening, especially on this particular US as well as North America as well as South America, and also in African countries. They started promoting the peace engineering because it's very important for you. Okay. Again, the justice and strong institutions. So, in what way it is relevant? Promoting academic research and teaching related to governance, peace building and justice, and also encouraging students' engagement in social justice and human rights and issues. You know that today we are having a kind of a NSS, we have the YRC and all those things. Why we need all these things? All these things is pertaining to only this particular SDG 16. And lastly, partnership for the goals. Okay, we talk about the partnership. Don't think only the partnership only with respect to institution, industries, as well as the institution within as well as outside, for the kind of the mobility and for the kind of employability, and also for the kind of research output and also consultancy, and we can do a lot of wonders with respect to the international collaborations. Because you know that we already told you, if you have the 4C, the so-called, the first C is nothing but the communication, the second one is nothing but the creativity, the third one is nothing but the critical thinking, the last one is nothing but the collaboration. If you have this 4C, then we can get the fifth C is nothing but we can conquer the world. Okay. For that, we need to have the kind of a partnership is very important for you. So, what is NIRF ranking? Okay, what is the benchmarking of NIRF ranking? Today, you know that when they started very initially, in India, only around 170 institutions has gone for NIRF. But today, you know that out of 40,000 institutions, almost 10,000 to 12,000 institutions are going for NIRF. Why it is in the sense, if I am coming NIRF and within 100, then my institution is getting a kind of a potential for excellence awarded by UGC. They do give a lot of funds. If it is engineering college, the AST is giving a lot of funds. If it is again any institution, the DS is giving a lot of funds on a particular domain. Okay, so benchmarking is very important, because what is the uniqueness of an institution? Okay, so if I am getting NIRF within 100 to 150 ranking, I can, okay, out of 40,000 institutions, I am in the band of 101 to 150. That gives a kind of a confidence that, okay, I do something unique with respect to my teaching learning. I got a kind of infrastructure. I am doing something for my students. Whereas, again, I can say that, you know that today, if you see the faculty performance, why in each and every institution they are expecting that faculty has to do research. End of the day, if you see your resume, I took this financial accounting, I got 80%. I took Python programming, C programming, I got 90%. What else you have got with respect to your resume? If you do something on innovation, you can go for patent along with your students. Your name is coming. I can have this n number of patents. Today, students are very smart. Only thing is, we are not able to interact with the students, because for the first 10 years, I can see, for 5 to 10 years, there are three things is not happening in the institution. One is the so-called interaction among the peers with the students. Due to the social media, they never talk, they are only talking with the mobile. The second one is there is no interaction among the faculty because of the so-called ego among us. I am the dean, I am a professor, I am a assistant professor, I am associate professor, why I have to talk with the dean like that? Finally, there is no interaction among the students and faculty. Because of various reasons, I don't want to find fault with you, because various reasons we are not talking with the students. You talk with the students. The kind of interaction, the kind of brainstorming with the students, which create a kind of a further bond, the synchronization will happen, then automatically they come a lot of ideas. The only thing is you do the mentor. Today you know that we are not going to teach. Today the teachers become a mentor. Okay, if you do the mentor, they can come with a lot of ideas. That ideas can be converted into a product or a kind of a process. This gives a lot of innovations. This gives a lot of startups will be happening within the institution. Okay, so because you know that teacher is not a mere teacher. You know that only a teacher play various roles. You know that. What is that? A teacher plays as a teacher, as a mentor, as a guide, as a philosopher, as a friend, as a brother and sister. Sometimes they behave as a parents also. Only teacher can play these different roles, whereas father is a father only, mother is mother only, brother is brother only. But you can become multi. Okay, only thing is if you synchronize with the students, you see what kind of things is happening within a very short time. So benchmarking and transparency, improvement of quality, students' choice of the institution, government policy and funding, all those things are essential. So what are the structure of NRF? So here the overall is what? An aggregate ranking of all institutions. Again, discipline specific. You know that NRF is exclusive for engineering colleges, exclusive for universities, exclusive for arts and science colleges, exclusive for dental colleges, exclusive for hotel management, exclusive for a pharmacy. So they got a discipline specific also. Again, institutional type, you know that deemed university, private university, autonomous institution, and affiliated institution, all those things also there with respect to this. And current focus areas and ranking criteria, you know that teaching, learning, and resources, it's 30%. Research and professional practice is 30%. Graduation outcomes is 20%. You can see that here the teaching, learning, infrastructure, 30% out of 100. And outreach and inclusivity is 10%. And lastly, the perception is 10%. Okay, these are the different parameters in which the NRF ranking is evaluating the institutions. This focusing both on academic and quality as well as the social impact. That's why today the SDGs, they are going to involve with respect to each and every institution in terms of the curriculum and other things. So what are the existing challenges in integrating sustainability? Okay, because you know that it's, even though we talk about the sustainability goals and other things, even though you do a lot of activities, but there are a lot of challenges are integrating the corresponding sustainability with respect to engineering education or your education as such. Okay, while NRF provides a strong framework for evaluating Indian institutions, there are challenges in fully integrating sustainability into the ranking system because the NRF rankings do not have dedicated metrics or clear guidelines for measuring an institution's sustainability practices such as energy usage, waste management, or contribution to climate action, etc. Okay, because they don't have much things with respect to this. That's why you know that the NAC now they are going to change a lot of things in binary accreditation. You know that the 10th thing is based upon the sustainability and green campus and all those things is happening within. Again, similarly, if you go for engineering, NBA, the National Board of Accreditation also, there is an exclusive thing with respect to criteria 7 where they talk about more of the sustainability. In fact, for information, NEP is also says the same thing. And the next point is here is the insufficient focus on SDGs with respect to your NRF criteria. This is called the research and professional practice, and also no explicit integration of the sustainable development goals into the NRF framework. As a result, the institution that focus heavily on sustainability and global challenges may not be fully recognized for their contribution because not much metrics, not much marks is awarded with respect to this. Data collection and reporting challenges is also there with respect to NRF for in terms of SDGs. The lack of standardized data collection, especially the carbon footprint, sustainability research, community engagement. Similarly, our institution may not have the infrastructure or systems to track and report. That's why you know that we do documentation, but the documentation we need to have the continuous documentation. Okay, unless you follow the kind of documentation with respect to what they do in each and every day, in each and every week, in each and every month, and every semester and every year, it's very difficult for us to get the kind of a data collection. Otherwise, it's very difficult for us to report to the respective agencies for ranking purpose. Inconsistent adaptation of sustainability practices, because that's why I told you, only for the sake of documentation we do, but the adaptation, because you know that two things are very important. One is you create the environment, and second one is you have to adopt. Once you create the environment, if you adopt it, you can see a lot of changes within the system. End of the day, you always see the kind of excellence. Only thing is you have to create and you have to adopt. So here it is not there with respect to the kind of sustainability practices, adaptation with respect to the institution. Limited awareness and capacity. Okay, that means what? Not much. Even though everybody knows about SDGs, okay, right? But not fully aware with respect to, even I can say that the same institution, how many people knows 1 to 17? Even for information, last month I was there in MGR University, and there is a quiz has been come. They are doing the SDGs, it's a 2-day workshop. So there is a question to the audience, how many of you knows 1 to 17 in the order? No one has come. Okay, so that's why a lack of awareness, and also we are not fully accommodated with respect to this. And challenges of aligning sustainability with the existing criteria, because I already told you, okay, in what way the research innovation, the SDGs are involved, in what way the teaching learning process, the SDGs are involved, okay. So they are not giving any kind of information, so it's very difficult for us to have the kind of a compatibility with respect to all those things. Incorporating SDGs in NRF, what is the need for change? Okay, so far what I did in the sense, I given what are the various lacuna with respect to NRF ranking, connecting the SDGs. Now the gaps in the current NRF framework regarding SDG integration is, while NRF provides a valuable ranking system based on various educational and institutional criteria, but there are several gaps in its current framework that hinder the comprehensive integration of the SDGs. So one is the absence of dedicated sustainability metrics. I already told you, thing is, it is there in with respect to your red letter. The sustainability efforts such as energy efficiency, waste management, water conservation, and green infrastructure, all those things we are doing it, but there is not much criteria, there is not much marks with respect to these things is there with respect to your NRF. So without clear metrics for SDGs, institutions focusing on sustainable development are not adequately recognized for their environmental and societal contribution. Okay, when it is not recognized, then what will happen? Naturally, you become not interested, so you are not going to follow certain things. Limited focus on social impact and community engagement. Again, with respect to SDG number 1, no poverty. SDG 5, gender equality. SDG 3, the good health and well-being. Not much things is there with respect to your NRF ranking. Research impact on global challenge, even though we have got research and professional practice, there are 30% is there. But whereas not much thing is happening, not much thing is connected with respect to your SDG 13, SDG 7, as well as SDG 9. Next one is sustainability in curriculum design and pedagogy, because you know that for any institution, the curriculum is very important. Even though you are an affiliated college, the curriculum is given by the university, Madras University. But whereas today, you know that why many institutions are going for autonomous institution, universities in the sense, because they want to have a kind of a curriculum which connect all those things. Okay, so sustainability in curriculum design and pedagogy is also not there. That means what? Teaching practices, courses offerings, or interdisciplinary approaches are not existing there. And also sustainability in curriculum design and pedagogy continuation. Here the education practices such as sustainability, literacy, critical thinking on global challenges, and student engagement in SDG-oriented activities, it's not remain unaccounted for you with respect to NRF ranking. Data gaps and reporting challenges. So no standardized framework for institutions to report their sustainability efforts on those things. Many institutions may not have the infrastructure or systems to capture and report sustainability data, resulting in potential underreporting of lack of recognition for sustainable practices. Limited role of SDG-based partnership. Again, we talk about more of international collaboration as well as national collaboration. Not much thing is connecting with respect to SDG 17 also. And what is the benefits of integrating SDGs in the ranking process? So this promoting sustainability awareness and action. Okay, whereas this is not there with respect to this. Okay, it's a lot of challenges. It's a gap. So that can be done with respect to integrating SDGs with respect to NRF. Attracting global talent and partnership, enhancing institutional reputation recognition, because we today you know that the benchmarking and all those things. Again, we talk about all this ranking which gives a validation for you in various levels. The stakeholders is also happy, your employees also happy. Okay, we can get a lot of funds from various agencies like UGC, AICT or DST or CSIR or DSIR or your MNRE, Minister of Renewable Energy or Non-Renewable Energy, all those things they're ready to give money unless you got, because you know that today if you apply for any projects, today DST, what they expect in the sense whether the institution has got NRF ranking, their institution has got A plus or A minimum, they are asking IAC also. institutional innovation council framework. That is the 4-star, whether you got, even for information today, IIS is also existing engineering college as well as arts and science and medical college also. Okay, so you must establish your institution innovation council. It's a very good. They are giving a lot of funds, which gives value addition for you with respect to all those things. And supporting government and policy priorities, and also it's encouraging holistic development of the institution. In terms of what? In terms of the kind of social impact, in terms of the environmental sustainability and ethical governance, and also you are making the students to the global citizens. Okay, don't think that's only for meant for the students, only for becoming a mere employee of one company, but you must meet the society in a different way. Okay, end of the day, he is meant for only for the society, not for any industry. And the improved data collection and sanitation, because of that, we can have the kind of data collection should be consistent, so that everything should be done in a very good manner, and also shaping the future of higher education, because today you know that higher education go in a different way, and you know that for information coming another 5 years, okay, even the NRF ranking or your NAC, everything is going to become AI generative tool. Okay, in fact, last month I was there in Australia, where there was a session in 2035, what is the kind of ranking, in what way the AI is going to play. So I was there in the session. I am also part of the session. Okay, so where ABET and also Engineering Australia and also International Engineering Alliance, they are all on the dais. Okay, so they said there are a lot of things are going to happen with respect to the ranking, where they are going to use the generative AI. Today, don't think that just mere you submit the data, within 24 hours you are getting the awarded your NAC with respect to the data. They give the analytics accordingly, and most of the data are going to become only a quantitative, not qualitative for information. And also you are going to have online education, because today blended learning is very important for you. Hereafter only you can come out of 5 days, only 2 days in the campus, remaining 3 days you can work from home or work from learn something from these things. Okay, it's going to happen within another 5 to 10 years. And also practical approaches to integration of SDGs higher education institutions. So what are the things? Aligning institutional policies with SDGs, sustainable development frameworks, policy integration, resource allocation, and collaboration with the stakeholders. All these things are going to come. And also metrics and indicators for measuring SDG-related activities has to be standardized with respect to NRF ranking, because it is not there as per the previous slides. And curriculum and teaching metrics has to be included. And also with respect to research impact, where we talk about the SDG 7 and SDG 3, all those things are there. Again, campus accessibility indicators is also not defined, so that has to be done accordingly. Okay. And community outreach and social engagement, inclusive metrics, global partnership with respect to various SDGs like SDG 1, 5, and 10, and SDG 5 and SDG 4, SDG 17. So what are the examples of SDGs integration in education with respect to research and community outreach? One is the curriculum integration and also sustainable campuses, climate change research, and health innovation, because we talk about the good health and well-being. Social entrepreneurship programs has to be included. Educational outreach program has to be included. Engaging with the local communities. Already your institution doing almost more than 70 to 80% they are doing. I am very happy that a lot of things happening. Probably in the years to come, you can see 100% of engaging with the local community must be there with respect to various activities, including the startup and those things. I want to see some sort of incubation innovation centers happening within the institution with a very short time, where your own students become CEOs, your own students can give some job both for your own classmates as well as they can get indirectly from nearby communities also. The case studies of global ranking, one is the QS, other one is Times higher ranking, other one is ARMU, all in there's world ranking by Shanghai University. The QS world ranking has integrated SDGs through its QS world ranking system by impact, which directly measures how universities contribute to the SDGs. This ranking is unique because of it focuses on social impact, community engagement, and institution alignment with the SDGs. You know that I am part of the QS World University Ranking by Impact. I am one of the jury for the past 2 years. I used to get a lot of institution from, especially from abroad, not from India. Even for information from African countries, this year I got almost out of some 23 entries, 7 entries are from African countries. They do a lot of activities in QS ranking. Even for information, the K-12 schools, they are doing a lot of things with respect to this QS ranking. And they are implemented very well. In fact, next week also we are having a QS Education Summit in India, 3 days event. A lot of international people are going to come. Okay, so there they have the kind of a metrics with respect to all this SDG 4, SDG 13, SDG 7, and SDG 5. The Times also, you know that your principal is regular to the Times Higher Education Impact Ranking, and she was there last year in Thailand also. Again, this year we are going to meet Madam in Istanbul also. Okay, so there also they have the impact ranking. In fact, this time the impact rank across the globe is given to Sydney University, Australia, the Lathrop University. So they are also already incorporated the kind of a metrics with respect to the key performance indicators on various SDGs. Next is academic ranking of world universities. This is Shanghai ranking. This is also very important for you. So there also they are connected with respect to various metrics with respect to SDGs on the ranking. That's why people are going towards all this ranking internationally. So how these rankings evaluate SDGs efforts and outcomes? Because QS world ranking is by impact is already there. They got the metrics. Only thing is you have to give the kind of input. Everything is quantitative, not qualitative. Everything is quantitative. Once you give the numbers, it gives a kind of a ranking marks and all. Okay, so here the number of SDG related research publications, engagement in SDG partnership and networks, involvement in community development projects, efforts to reduce carbon footprints. Okay, everything is in terms of numbers. Okay, so this is how they are getting the corresponding impact ranking with respect to QS. Whereas the Shanghai ranking, they are also doing. So what are the best practices and lessons learned in the sense here? The holistic approach to SDGs integration is very important for any institution. And data transparency and self-reporting. This is very important because today that's why they talk about the ethics. Okay, because you should not do to get a NAC ranking just mere cook up your stories with respect to the corresponding criteria. Okay, unless you have the kind of a transparency in the system and also the kind of reporting what you give, it should be exact. Institutional commitment to sustainability, partnership and collaborations, focus on continuous improvement, engagement with the local communities, all those things are there. And challenges and barriers in integration of SDGs in higher education rankings. I already told you this is data availability and consistency with respect to data gaps, inconsistent reporting, quality of data, data integration, and the lack of standardized measurement for SDG contributions. And institutional resistance and resource concerns. Because again, it should be that if the principal is interested, she wants to do something on SDGs, she can't do on her own. Unless the institutional management as well as the faculty. Because that's why I used to say, in a college of if the faculty is working, 100% has to be put the efforts. If you put 100% efforts, we get the average is 100%. If you're not, somebody is putting 40%, somebody is putting 60%, somebody is putting 70%, the average becomes only 58%. You are not 100%. Okay, unless you involve yourself in each and every activities of the institution, whether it's a teaching, learning, or a research, or anything, if you put 100%, then only you can see. Okay, so where the management is also put 100%. Okay, unless you work as a team, end of the day, as a team, you are always succeed. Otherwise, as a team, you always fails. Okay, so that's why this particular institutional resistance and resource concerns already existing with many institutions, leadership and all those things. And to overcome these barriers, institution needs to develop the consistent and reliable systems for tracking and reporting SDG-related data, adopt the standardized measurement with respect to the target, ensure leadership support, secure resources for SDG. Okay, all those things are very important. Otherwise, it's very difficult, only we can talk. So opportunities for enhancing SDG, integrating in the ranking, and you know that already UN and UNESCO are doing. They're having the standardized framework for guidelines, global partnership for research and innovation, promoting SDG awareness, and global reporting platforms is already there. In fact, already our secretary is doing a lot of activities on some tool is already doing that. Probably he can come with a kind of a tool with respect to all these things. It may be helpful for you in getting the report here and there. Role of accreditation bodies and government reports. I think our professor is going to do all these things. I don't want to take this thing because he's going to do this thing, and leveraging digital tools for SDGs. The data collection platform, blockchain for transparency, AI and machine learning, sustainability dashboards, crowdsourcing SDG data, digital reporting platforms, all the things are needed because today we talk about digital world, digital India. Okay, anything we can do it on the Google because today the so-called Madha Pita Guru Devam, the Guru has been replaced by Google today. Okay, unless you use your internet in an efficient way, you can do a lot of things. Okay. So what are the actionable steps for institutional to integrate SDGs into their practices? One is establish leadership and governance, conduct baseline assessment, create an SDG action plan, incorporate SDGs into university policies as well as institutions, monitor and report progress. Developing sustainable curriculum and research agenda, it's very important for you. Okay, that is embedded SDGs in the curriculum. Otherwise, if you are not autonomous, you do something on value-added courses. And create SDG-focused courses, interdisciplinary approach, align research agendas and SDGs. You know that today NEP says you need multi and interdisciplinary activities has to be done. Encourage actionable research with respect to the SDGs. I already given you SDG 2, 3, 5 and 4, even climate change, we can do a lot of research. Integrate sustainability in campus operation like green campus initiatives, sustainable food and transportation. Engaging students and faculty in SDG initiatives like SDG club and societies has to be formed. Students participate in sustainability projects, SDG focused events and campaigns. Faculty engagement, how it is, if faculty SDG training has to be done, recognition and incentives. This is very important because we do a lot of activities, but the management and the principal has to recognize the faculty for the work. Collaboration and interdisciplinary engagement is also must. We talk about the cross-disciplinary as well as community engaged learning is also essential for you. So what are the summary of key points here? One is SDGs and higher education I given. What are the integration ranking? What are the various ways to integrate the ranking with respect to SDGs? And what are the practical integration also I given some inputs. Challenges and opportunities also there for you. The future of SDGs in institution ranking is global collaboration, innovative teaching, and impactful research, and also future ranking. It will be useful for you with respect to these three things. And final thoughts on importance of sustainable education. You know that sustainable education is more than just a trend. It is a necessity for shaping the leaders and innovators of tomorrow. By integrating the SDGs into educational practices, institutions not only contribute to global sustainability, but also equip students with the tools and mindset needed to tackle complex global challenges. As we move forward, a commitment to sustainability in education will be critical to creating a more equitable, inclusive, and resilient world. Universities and institutions have the power to influence the future. So these are the various some references I gone through it. With that only I came to know this particular thing. And thank you. Before that, what I want to tell you in the sense, we know everything. Only thing is we are not going to put efforts. So finally, before I say thanks to you, I just want to say this one. If effort is fuel for success, if effort is fuel for success, if success is fuel for prosperity, if success is fuel for prosperity, if prosperity is fuel for well-being, if prosperity is fuel for well-being, then well-being is fuel for effort. Unless you put effort, you are not going to be success, you are not going to be prosperous, you are not going to be well-being. For the success for your students and prosperous of your institution and well-being of the nation, you have to put effort and effort and effort. That's why Valluvar said, Muyachi Thiruvana Yakam, always think I of you because Ulludellam Verullal. Let us grow and glow with the institution. Thank you for the opportunity. Any
Thank you,
questions?
sir.
Nothing. You can ask any general questions, not a problem. Okay. Okay, thank you for listening. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your detailed explanation on quality education, which focuses and enriches the quality of education with global and local responsibilities as a higher education.
For honoring the guest, I invite Mr. A.N. Henry Morris, Secretary of Nazareth College of Arts and Science, to honor Dr. K. Manivannan. I request all the dignitaries to gather on dais. I invite Dr. E. Mary Angelin, Principal of Nazareth College of Arts and Science, to honor Dr. S. Srinivasa Raghavan. Souvenir release of Winter School 2025. Souvenir release of the Winter School 2025, the Department of Social Work and Nazareth SDG Transformation Center successfully completed the staff exchange from Thailand Council of Social Work and Philippines Association of Social Work. I request the guest, Dr. Srinivasa Raghavan, to release the souvenir of 5-day event, and I request Dr. Manivannan and Mr. Henry Morris and Dr. Mary Angelin to receive the copy. Invite the MSW staff, Chandani and Margaret.
Thank you, everyone. Let's now take a short tea break to refresh and reconnect before we continue. Please be back by 12 p.m.
Kindly be back by 10 minutes.